Alright, what's going on guys? Coach Joe here at Lions Den located in Colmar, PA. In this video, I thought it'd be cool if Matt and I shared just some basic mindset adjustments when it comes to training, okay? I've been training for about 15 years, and in that 15 years, there's a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and a lot of in-between. So if you guys are beginning your journey, going through your journey, I think a lot of these mindset shifts or just kind of overall topics can kind of just help maybe realize that other people go through the same things you do, or these can help just benefit wherever you're at in your training career. So let's get right to the first one. So the first one, guys, that I struggle with, honestly till this day, and I have to remind myself, is not to compare myself to others. You know, it's so easy to hop right on Instagram, YouTube, and watch so-and-so lifter progressing like crazy, okay? And then what that does is it makes you feel like you're behind, right? That you have to catch up, or whatever you're doing isn't right. And this is coming from a guy like myself who, if you're watching this, maybe you're like, whew, man, that guy's got all the numbers that I want. Well, I do the same thing to other people, unfortunately, that I feel like are progressing faster than me, or they're stronger than me. And you have to just sit there and realize that this is your journey, okay? And the people that you're watching have gone through similar ups and downs, all arounds, in betweens. And you have to also realize that, you know, it's okay to have these times as well, maybe where you're not progressing as fast as you should be. And honestly, as you get more advanced in your lifting career, that, you know, gap of how fast you progress really does slow down. So just remember, guys, this is your journey. You know, the work that you're putting in is what you have to focus on. Obviously, you want to have a good time with people in the gym, but if you're in a gym, don't get caught up looking at what the guy next to you is doing or the girl down there, okay? Just focus on the task at hand and really just enjoy the process. Know that there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be all arounds, and that's just par for the course. So the more you can embrace that concept and really just look also back on how far you've come since when you started, is going to help you just progress through these hard times and your journey in a whole. So that's my first one. Now we're going to go to Coach Matt.
All right, so Coach Joe led off with easily one of my favorite tips for you guys, so definitely follow him on that one. My next big one for you guys would be setting up either some sort of why for yourself or some sort of major goal that kind of attaches to your training, be it whatever that is. So this is what's going to get you through those tougher sessions, and there's a lot of big moments in training, especially the harder sessions, where you're going to ask yourself, why am I doing this? And if you don't have that answer for yourself in that moment, it's probable that you're going to give up on that session. You're going to give less than you have to give for that session, or you're just going to bail on it completely. So as cliche as it is, having that why in the back of your head is what's going to get you through those harder sessions. And it can be completely stupid. There's like a famous Arnold speech where he's talking about goals and whatnot, and he gives the goal of getting more muscular just to attract girls. And if that works for you, it's fine. But the why has to be specific to you. So if you're trying to train for other people and it's not specific to you, it's not going to work. But if the goal that you have in mind, the why that you have in mind is specific to you, it's going to be really, really strong, and it's going to be super useful for you in those tough moments when you don't want to wake up, you don't want to train, you don't want to finish the session. Every single one of those tough moments, a strong why is going to get you through those.
All right, so this is a really big and important one for me. Like I said, I've been training for about 15 years, okay? And when I first started training, man, I remember going to the gym was just so easy, it was so much fun, and that lasted for a long time. I'm talking years and years and years and years and years. However, you get to this point where, and if you haven't got there, I'm telling you, this will probably come at some point, and I'm trying to help you get through this very fast, and things become not so fun, right? And you can't really understand, like, this used to be the best thing ever, like why is it not that way anymore? And if you don't change that, it can kind of lead you down a bad path where you start kind of resenting training, or the gym just isn't the same for you anymore, and it can almost get you out of the gym, which overall for a long period of time is not good, right? We want to stay in the gym as much as we can, we want to strength train as much as we can, because that's just great for you for so many reasons, right? But the biggest thing that I think that I changed my mind to help me get through this is, one, remember, you know, why you started, which kind of hits on Matt's point, but the main point is have fun, right? Sometimes when we become advanced lifters or we progress for a long time, we get so fixated on that identity that we have, or the numbers that we have to hit, or the lifts that we have to do, and we keep doing this because we feel like we have to, and then it takes the fun away from it, right? So something super easy, guys, implement things that make you happy and you have fun doing, because in the grand scheme of it, right, obviously some of you guys are probably elite level lifters, but that percentage of you is very small. The main majority of people watching and listening to this video are people who just want to look good, they want to get stronger, and if you just take some way to implement fun into your training, you know, maybe that's once a week doing some really weird odd lift, or maybe doing some bodybuilding training, or whatever it is. Go freaking take Zumba, go to a CrossFit class. I don't care what it is, but if that is what makes it fun for you, you have to incorporate that into your training somehow, because once the fun aspect goes away, you know, it really becomes tough. And if you keep doing that for so long and you're so attached to thinking what you have to do all the time, right, it can actually work against you. Now, it's not to say that there's not gonna be hard training days, okay? You guys know I love hard training and getting after it, and that's a huge process of it. And there's days where it's gonna suck, and there's a whole other thing we can talk about of just doing things that suck, but longevity here, okay? Throw in some fun stuff into your training, guys, and don't get so tied to that identity and the thinking the things that you have to absolutely do all the time. And that's gonna help you if you are in a rut right now, or you feel like you're kind of heading in that direction. I'm just trying to give you guys some wisdom that saved me from getting out of that period.
Joey and I don't even need to train shoulders anymore. We're just holding the camera for 5-minute sets. So my next one for you guys is actually one that people kind of joke with Jocko Willink with advice he'll give, and people ask these like horribly complex questions, and Jocko is just like, you just do it, which is one of my favorite things. Where if you have these hard tasks to accomplish or a new task to accomplish, literally just go and do it. This is one big thing for me and this camera that I'm talking to right now. When I first got to the gym, Joey's like, you need to start a YouTube channel. I am a horribly introverted personality type, so talking to a camera is probably like one of my biggest fears. And my first few videos, they're god awful. But progressing over time, if you literally just do a task, and then you just do a task and do a task, over that time is where you're gonna see progress. If you're sitting at the beginning of whatever goal you're at, be it fitness, learning how to talk to a camera, learning a new skill like a musical instrument, and you're sitting waiting for this perfect plan to get going, you're never gonna make any of that progress. Whereas if you literally just start doing the thing that you want to do, you're going to make the actual progress with it. I think experience starts to trump, you know, knowledge in a lot of areas. Experience with coaching, experience with training. It trumps all of these things that we can kind of learn on paper, but if you never actually do it for yourself in person, I don't think you're gonna get anywhere with it. And you'll see a lot of people who have a lot of book smarts, they get completely blasted away by this guy that technically speaking, you know, isn't super intelligent, but they've been doing all of the work day after day, and they completely blast away this person that has, you know, the book smarts, but they haven't actually been doing it. So if you have a hard task that you want to accomplish, if you have a new skill you want to learn, literally just go out today, right after you watch this video, and start doing it. I don't care how much you suck at it to begin with, the task starts with you just doing it. That's why Nike's slogan is so freaking good. Just go out and just do it.
All right, so what I've noticed from training for a good amount of time is everything that I do in the gym, and this is one of the main reasons I train, just bleeds over to everything else in my life, okay? So the habits that I build in the gym will become habits that are made outside of the gym, okay? Building that resilience in the gym literally by making myself stronger, right? Goes into my everyday life by how I handle stress, okay? So, and I also will compare those things, right? So it's like when you do a really hard workout or you have a hard session, sometimes the people that I deal with that come in and they get that session done out of the way, they're always saying to me, oh, well, the hardest part of the day is done, right? Which is cool, it sets a tone that everything else they're gonna do is gonna be easier. Now on the flip side, when you have those hard sessions, whenever you train, you realize that you can compare it to other things going on externally in your life and say, well, you know, this isn't so bad, right? Life could be worse type of deal. So kind of just something easy to think about, guys, is the work you're putting into your mind, to your body in the training sessions isn't just going to be held within these walls, right? It's going to be pushed outside of the walls and bleed over to everyday stress that you face with your life, and just all the obstacles that are going to come your way, and it's going to make you a harder person in general, okay? And literally, you're going to look like a freaking beast So that's another perk to it. And I know, what's his name? Rip it always says, right? Strong people are hard to kill, and I do truly believe that, okay? You know, we're built by resilience, literally and figuratively. So just think about that as you're training and know that this isn't just in here. It's gonna happen outside as well, and it's gonna make you a better person.
All right, for my last one, and this sounds bad at first, is you probably haven't given your hardest effort yet. So I was talking to this with Joey with his latest lead FTS workout, where he did, what was it, 3.5 hours or 4 hours?
It was long.
It was a long leg training session, and that just kind of opened his mind to the possibility of training even harder. So if you see someone like Joey saying, I could be training harder, you could probably be training harder. And I've had these same experiences in my Ironman routines where I'll be at the tail end of like a 4-hour, 5-hour bike ride where my mind is telling me, we're done. We're absolutely done. I'm absolutely gassed. I'll finish it, I'm at my car, and the second I step my leg off of that saddle, within that first 30 seconds, I'm like, I'm completely fine. So your mind is constantly lying to you what hard is, and it's gonna take some seriously badass training sessions, some seriously hard training sessions to kind of see what pushing yourself to your max actually is. And with each new hard training session, the cool thing is you're probably just going to increase that work capacity to that you have a new idea of what hard is. So I don't think you've trained your hardest yet, and I think there's always that little bit more in the tank to give, and I think that's super inspirational in the fact that even though if you think you're completely gassed, there's probably that much more left that you have to give in any given moment.
All right, so you guys have it. You know, I gave you guys some tips. Coach Matt gave you some valuable knowledge. You know, we've been around for a good amount of time training. Our journeys have evolved and changed so much, and that's kind of the beauty of it, is we're always growing and learning. We're very open-minded coaches, and we're just trying to become the best we can. So we like to push ourselves in different ways. You know, Matt's doing an Ironman. That's just crazy, and the amount of growth that he's gonna, you know, take away from that experience is only gonna make him a better athlete, better coach. Myself, I try a bunch of different strength sports, which is just helping me learn as much as I can about different things and recalling on those experiences for the future. So we wanted to kind of just make this video to help some of you guys out, no matter where you're at in your journey. You're just starting today. Okay, maybe you're a couple of years in, maybe you've been around, you know, for 10 years, maybe you've been around longer than we have, and you guys have some wisdom and knowledge you can share. We'd love to hear it down in the comment section. So if there's stuff that you guys reflect on with your training or thoughts that you have that are similar to what we were just saying, put them down in the comments, because other people, you know, are in this together and we can learn a lot, but that's all we have. So as we always close it out, guys, we have Szatstrength.net, which is an awesome content hub where you guys can get programs, etc., all sorts of stuff like that. All the thinking is taken out of it. All you got to do is plug and play, and those are set up for you guys to follow. So check out Szatstrength.net. We also have our Facebook group, The Iron Lions. Type it in the Facebook search bar. It's just a small community of awesome people where we do form checks, we put our articles, we have good discussions going, you know, all sorts of stuff like that. Any news related things are all in that, and it's totally free, so check it out. And then lastly, I started a Patreon account. Okay, so Patreon is just a way for fans like you guys to support us. There's different tiers, you know, and with each tier comes specific perks. So it's really cool because it's exclusive and premium content to the patrons. So if you guys pick a tier, you get something that's seen nowhere else. It's not on the YouTube channel, it's not on the podcast, and it's made just for you guys. The other thing that's cool is with the funds from Patreon, we are able to provide higher quality content by, you know, getting in really cool guests, which is a nice perk to have. I get to take care of my staff in other ways and people that can help me produce higher quality stuff. And it's just overall going to make everything better with the funds that we can get through Patreon. So we just want to say thank you to all the people that are patrons right now. And you know, if you guys are on there, you guys know we're putting out a lot of cool exclusive content specifically for you guys. So we just want to say thank you guys so much. So if you head on over there, any donation is just largely appreciated. You know, I love you guys, and if not, it's totally cool that you guys still just support the channel or buy programs, etc., all that stuff. So thank you guys so much. Long-winded outro, but I just want to show you my appreciation and gratitude. And at this point, maybe we're at 100K, and if not, we're getting there. So it's just really cool to see, you know, what we've done over the last couple years together. So thank you guys so much. As always, stay a lean, mean, track machine. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.